Thank you for choosing Wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow, and learn together. Part 1. The key that unlocks more than doors. What if the biggest shift in your financial destiny wasn't something loud, but something quiet? What if it wasn't in your bank account, but in your pocket, on the very keychain you carry each day? Let me tell you a story. There was a man named Daniel, a mid-level office manager in his late 40s. By all appearances, he was doing fine. But inside, Daniel always felt stuck. No matter how much he saved, money seemed to disappear. He tried switching jobs, starting side hustles, even dabbling in crypto, but nothing changed. Every opportunity slipped through his fingers. One day, while helping his aging mother clean out her garage, he found a dusty box filled with old trinkets. Among them was a small brass charm, a gourd-shaped pendant tied to 5 antique coins with faded red thread. His mother smiled. "Your grandfather used to carry that every day. He believed it brought in fortune and kept bad luck away." Out of nostalgia more than belief, Daniel added it to his keychain. Within a month, unexpected things began to happen. A delayed work promotion came through. An old friend offered a business partnership. His home, long on the market, finally sold at a price above asking. Coincidence? Maybe. But as Daniel would later say, it wasn't the object. It was what it reminded me to be: focused, calm, and open. The moment I stopped chasing wealth and started aligning with it, things flowed. This video is not about superstition. It's about energetic intention. It's about how the smallest objects can carry the biggest meaning, if we allow them to. Because in both Feng Shui and Dharma, we are taught, energy follows attention. The things you touch daily, your wallet, your phone, your keys, aren't just tools. They are spiritual extensions of you. And what you carry with you, you invite into your life. So today, I'm going to share 8 powerful keychain items that do more than decorate, they activate. We'll explore the stories behind each one, the energy they represent, and how to choose the right one for your path. Before we begin, take a moment to comment below. I am ready to invite unseen blessings into my life. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma, so you don't miss the quiet truths that can transform everything. Let's begin. Part 2. The Dharma of Objects, Why Keychains Matter. In Buddhism, we often hear that form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. But that doesn't mean form is meaningless, it means form is alive only when infused with awareness. A keychain is just metal and thread, until it becomes something more. In the Dharma, objects are not neutral. They're reflections. They mirror our intention. They hold our habits. And if we're not mindful, they carry the residue of our unconscious energy. Think of it this way: every day, you touch your keys. You grab them when you leave the house. You hold them when you return home. You take them to work, to errands, to sacred places. Your keys are one of the few items that constantly travel with you, like your thoughts, like your breath. That's why in Feng Shui, keychains are not just accessories. They're energetic companions. They are symbolic portals. What you attach to them, you attach to your field. So the question becomes, what do you want to carry with you? In Buddhist psychology, the concept of tang tuk or store consciousness teaches us that every interaction, every thought, every intention leaves a seed. These seeds don't disappear. They live within us and shape how we see and experience the world. Now apply that to your physical environment. Your keychain can be a spiritual seed you carry in your pocket. Not because it's magical, but because you charge it with meaning. And when that meaning aligns with virtue, purpose, and mindfulness, something beautiful happens. Your behavior shifts. Your energy softens. Your decisions become clearer. That's when change starts, not from the outside, but from within. So the dharma of objects is this. The things around you carry the energy you place upon them. Use that power wisely. In the next sections, we'll explore 8 keychain talismans, each with a different energetic frequency. Some protect. Some attract. Some clarify. Some empower. But before choosing any of them, ask yourself first, what kind of energy do I want to carry with me today? Because that's where wealth really begins, with your awareness. Before we dive into the first powerful keychain, if this message has sparked something in you, even a quiet realization, please support our journey together. Tap like to let the Dharma ripple further. Click subscribe so you never miss the subtle wisdom that can reshape your life. And share in the comments. I choose to carry energy that supports peace, purpose, and prosperity. Your presence and support mean more than you know. Now, let's explore the first talisman of transformation. Part 3, Keychain Talismans that transform your energy and fortune. Let's begin with the first, a symbol of health, protection, and wealth retention. Item number 1, the gourd and the coins, holding wealth, dispelling harm. When Master Li was a child, he would watch his grandfather walk the rice fields before sunrise. The old man wore simple clothes, spoke little, and always carried the same item clipped to his belt loop, a small brass gourd tied to 5 ancient Chinese coins with a red thread. Master Li once asked, "Why do you carry that every day, even when we're not going to town?" His grandfather replied, "This is not for the market, it's for the energy. The gourd holds what must be kept. The coins call what must arrive." That simple keychain, what many would call just a superstition, stayed with him until the day he passed. Through years of war, famine, and hardship, he remained healthy, steady, and quietly prosperous. Not because he clung to wealth, but because he understood how to guard his energy. In Feng Shui and Taoist medicine, the Wulu gourd is a sacred symbol. Shaped with a narrow neck and round body, it traditionally held medicine. Over time, it came to represent healing, protection, and the containment of life force. When placed in your home, it guards health. When carried with you, it shields your personal chi from depletion. But when paired with 5 ancient coins, its meaning deepens. Each of the 5 coins represents a Chinese emperor of great prosperity. Together, they signify financial stability, ancestral blessings, and protection against misfortune. And the number 5 itself, Wu Xing in Taoist cosmology, represents balance among the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Harmony of these elements attracts sustained and steady wealth, not windfalls, but rooted abundance. When worn as a keychain, the Wulu and coins combo becomes a portable altar of balance. So how should you use it? Don't treat it like an accessory. Treat it like a daily companion. Clip it to something you carry with intention, your keys, your work bag, or even your rearview mirror. Once a week, wipe it gently with a soft cloth. As you do, repeat a quiet affirmation. May I hold what must be held. May I attract only what serves my path. This charm does not make you lucky. It reminds you to move with care, to protect your wellness, and to value the wealth that arrives quietly, through health, clarity, and aligned action. Sometimes the universe doesn't ask you to chase fortune. It only asks, are you prepared to hold it? Item number 2, the Wisdom Pagoda, rise through intention. Anna was exhausted. She had failed her bar exam twice. Not because she lacked knowledge, she had studied harder than anyone in her class. But during the exams, her mind would fog. Words blurred. Doubt crept in like a tide, sweeping her confidence away. She began questioning not just her ability, but her path. One afternoon, her professor, a quiet woman known for her unshakable presence, gifted her a small brass tower on a keychain. "This is a Wen Chang pagoda," she said. "It won't pass the test for you. But it may help you meet your own mind." Anna smiled politely. She wasn't superstitious. But something in her wanted to believe. She attached the keychain to her bag and kept it there without much thought. But over the weeks, things began to shift. Not in obvious ways, no magical luck. Instead, she noticed her focus returning. Her anxiety lessened. Her study time became calmer, deeper, more structured. And when the next exam came, she passed, not only with a solid score but with clarity and peace. In Feng Shui, the Wen Chang pagoda is a sacred symbol of rising intellect and upward growth. Modeled after traditional Chinese towers with multiple tiers, each level represents ascension, of thought, of insight, of spiritual maturity. This isn't just about academic success. It's about clarity of direction. In Buddhist thought, wisdom isn't accumulation. It's purification. True wisdom arises when distraction dissolves and the mind becomes steady like a mountain. That's what the pagoda symbolizes, stability through elevation. When carried as a keychain, this symbol serves as a subtle energetic anchor for clear thinking, mental focus, career development, studious discipline. It's especially powerful for students, teachers, writers, researchers, or anyone in a role requiring sustained concentration and strategic vision. But again, this is not a shortcut. It's a reminder. And that may be its greatest power. Each time your hand brushes it, ask yourself, am I aligned with what I seek to learn, become, or contribute? Keep it clean. Once a month, leave it under moonlight overnight, especially during a full moon, to clear old mental energy and renew your intent. And most importantly, treat it with reverence, not expectation. Wisdom doesn't shout. It rises quietly. So carry this pagoda not because you fear failure, but because you're ready to rise, deliberately, layer by layer, into the highest version of yourself. Item number 3, the grounding stone, brown agate donut. Michelle had it all, on paper. A 6-figure salary, a downtown apartment, a calendar packed with meetings, Pilates, and client dinners. But each night, when she lay in bed, her chest felt tight. Not from illness, but from a quiet sense of emptiness. She often whispered to herself, "Why does success feel so unstable?" Her therapist didn't prescribe pills. She handed her a small, smooth brown agate donut stone on a leather cord. "This isn't magic," the therapist said. "But it might help you return to the ground you've lost." Michelle laughed. Still, she slipped it onto her keychain. Within weeks, something softened. She began walking home instead of calling ride shares. She took time to cook for herself. The buzz in her chest slowly gave way to breath. One evening, as she held her keys to unlock her door, she found herself whispering, "I am home." In Feng Shui, brown agate is one of the most grounding stones, especially in its donut form, which symbolizes wholeness, protection, and continuity. This stone doesn't promise sudden wealth. Instead, it stabilizes the soil from which wealth can grow. Energetically, brown agate is linked to the earth element, offering emotional grounding, clarity during change, protection from scattered thoughts, support for slow, steady progress. In the Dharma, we are taught that clarity and peace arise not from gaining more, but from returning, to breath, to presence, to enoughness. Agate's vibration helps you do exactly that. It reminds you that before you can hold abundance, you must be steady enough to not drop it. This keychain is perfect for anyone going through major life transitions, career change, grief, relocation, feeling anxious or overwhelmed, struggling with impulsive financial decisions. To use it well, treat it as a mirror. Each time you hold your keys, ask, am I acting from fear, or from grounded clarity? Once a week, run it gently under cool water and place it on natural earth or a potted plant for at least 30 minutes. Let it reconnect with the earth, so you can, too. This charm doesn't change your external world, it changes how you stand in it. Because sometimes the most powerful path to prosperity isn't pushing forward. It's rooting down. Item number 4, the inviting cat, prosperity through joy. Kenji's ramen shop sat on a quiet corner of an aging Tokyo neighborhood. His father had opened it decades earlier. Kenji inherited it with pride, but also with mounting stress. The area had changed, foot traffic dropped, big franchises moved in, and customers dwindled. Each night, he cleaned the counter with a sinking heart, wondering how much longer he could hold on. One afternoon, his elderly mother visited and brought a small gift, a ceramic lucky cat keychain, Maneki Neko, its paw raised in a playful wave. Smile like this, cat, she said gently. It's not just for customers, it's for your heart. Kenji smiled politely, clipped it to his keys, and didn't think much of it. But something shifted. The next day, instead of opening with worry, he lit incense. He cleaned with more care. He greeted each customer with a full-hearted smile. He gave free miso to a first-time student. Over the weeks, people returned, not just for the food, but for the energy. It wasn't the cat, of course. It was the joy it reminded him to carry. In Feng Shui, the Maneki Neko is not just cute decor. Its raised paw invites good fortune, but more than that, it invites openness, joy, playfulness. It softens energy and makes space for opportunity. Energetically, it resonates with the metal and fire elements, attracting prosperity while sparking enthusiasm and warmth. In the Dharma, we are taught that wealth flows where joy is not blocked. When the heart is heavy, doors close. But when we carry ease, we become magnetized, not because we manipulate energy, but because we become aligned with it. The lucky cat is ideal for small business owners, people in hospitality, service, or retail, anyone whose energy influences customer or team experience. To use it well, keep it close to the point of daily service, keys, cash register, front desk. Touch it before your first customer, not as a ritual, but as a reminder to open your energy. Each week, smile at the cat and say, may I welcome fortune through joy, not struggle. And notice what happens, not just in your finances, but in your heart. Because in the end, what draws opportunity isn't desperation. It's lightness. When you smile, the universe smiles back. Item number 5, the Pixiu principle, sealing in prosperity. Ethan had a gift for making money, but not for keeping it. A talented 29-year-old crypto trader, he had experienced multiple windfalls, and just as many wipeouts. He joked with friends that he was lucky at first, cursed after. But underneath the humor was a quiet anxiety. Each time his balance rose, something in him braced for the fall. After a particularly painful loss, an older investor handed him a keychain. It was a strange creature, lion-like, with wings and no tail, carved from obsidian. This is Pixiu, the man said. It doesn't just attract wealth. It seals it. Ethan laughed, but clipped it to his keys anyway. What followed wasn't a sudden jackpot. It was subtler, more discernment, more pauses. He stopped jumping into high-risk trades and began learning how to hold not just assets, but patience, clarity. And over time, his fortune stabilized, not because he changed the market, but because he changed himself. In Feng Shui, Pixiu is one of the most revered celestial creatures. With a large mouth, bulging belly, and no anus, it symbolizes the ability to draw in wealth and keep it from leaking out. Traditionally used by emperors to protect the royal treasury, it is a guardian spirit that absorbs fortune but releases none. Its power lies not in wild gain, but in energetic retention. In Dharma teachings, this links to the principle of containment. Wealth is not lost because it disappears, it is lost when the container is cracked. And what cracks the container? Greed, fear, restlessness. The Pixiu is not a permission slip to hoard, it's a reminder to preserve. To know when to stop, when to rest, when to protect what's sacred instead of chasing more. This keychain is ideal for investors, business owners, entrepreneurs, anyone with fluctuating income or spending habits. People looking to build long-term, not short-term, wealth. To use it with intention. Place it on the left side of your bag or keyring, symbolizing the incoming dragon side. Do not let others touch it frequently. If it falls, cleanse it with incense or place it in sunlight for renewal. And once a week, breathe deeply while holding it and repeat. May I receive wisely, and keep without fear. Because true wealth isn't what enters your life. It's what stays. If this journey has sparked something in you, remember to like this video, subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma, and share your reflections. Your engagement helps this gentle wisdom reach those who may need it most. Now, let's explore a truth even deeper than the objects themselves. Why the real power was never in the charm, but in the mind that holds it. Part 4, it's not the charm, it's the mind. In all the talismans we've explored, the gourd, the coins, the cat, the stone, there's a quiet truth hiding behind their beauty. They don't work without you. Not your money. Not your status. Not even your beliefs. They respond only to your mind. Energy follows attention. In both Dharma and Feng Shui, we are reminded. The mind is the forerunner of all things. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Your life slowly molds itself around your dominant thoughts. A charm, no matter how ancient or powerful, is only as effective as the awareness you bring to it. If you wear it with anxiety, it amplifies that frequency. If you wear it with reverence, it becomes a magnet for grace. We've seen people switch from charm to charm, hoping to find the one that works. But nothing changes, because they never bring themselves into true connection with it. They chase objects without adjusting the operator, their own awareness. Spiritual hygiene, cleansing the unseen. Just as we shower our bodies and tidy our homes, the objects we carry, especially those with symbolic power, must also be cleansed. These items absorb not just intention, but also residual energy, stress, anger, fear, and even external vibrations from the environments we pass through. Simple ways to cleanse your keychain talismans include gently wiping them with a soft, dry cloth, leaving them under moonlight, especially during the full moon, smudging with sandalwood or incense smoke, resting them beside a plant or bowl of salt overnight. You're not purifying the object as much as refreshing your relationship with it. It's a gesture of mindfulness, a reminder to reconnect. Don't overload your field. In an age of abundance, it's easy to overload. Keychains with 5 charms, pockets filled with stones, wrists stacked with bracelets. But energy works like water, it needs room to flow. Too many energetic items can cause internal conflict or overstimulation, especially if they carry conflicting intentions. Minimalism in spiritual tools is not about austerity. It's about focus. Choose one keychain talisman that speaks clearly to your current journey. Let it be a symbolic mirror, not just a decorative bundle. Let it anchor your energy, not compete with it. The power of ritual. We don't need complex ceremonies. But we do need consistency. Here's a simple daily practice to activate your charm. Each morning, take a breath while touching your keychain. Whisper, "May I walk today with clarity and calm." Each evening, place it gently on a clean surface and thank it. "Thank you for walking with me today." You can add meditation, chanting, or visualization. But the key is presence. You're not empowering the charm, you're empowering yourself through the charm. The mind is the master key. There's a story in the sutras about a man who received a golden key from a sage. It could open the gates to unimaginable treasure. But he never used it, because deep down, he didn't believe he was worthy of what lay beyond the door. We do this every day. We buy spiritual tools, read affirmations, chant mantras, but doubt still clouds the doorway. And so, nothing opens. True wealth, spiritual or material, begins the moment your mind is clear, steady, and aligned. Not when you carry a charm, but when you become the charm, radiating clarity, presence, and right intention. So yes, choose your keychain with care. But choose your mindset with even more devotion. Because no charm can open a door until you believe you're ready to walk through it. Part 5, Conclusion. What wealth really responds to. So now we return to the beginning. When we asked, can something as small as a keychain really change your life? Maybe now you see, the answer is both yes and no. Yes, a physical object can become a spiritual companion. Yes, it can remind you to slow down, to realign, to return to presence. Yes, it can carry the energy of symbols that have endured across centuries, symbols of prosperity, clarity, and protection. But also, no object alone can shift your destiny. Because destiny does not respond to decoration. It responds to alignment. In Dharma teachings, the path to abundance is not paved by collecting more. It is revealed when we clear the space within us, space for clarity, space for gratitude, space for mindful action. Wealth is not just money in your bank account. It's the richness of your time, the peace in your breath, the quality of your relationships, the purpose behind your work. If you carry a Wulu, let it remind you to guard your health like gold. If you carry a pagoda, let it call you to rise above distraction. If you carry an agate, let it hold you steady through uncertainty. If you carry a lucky cat, smile with intention, not just for luck, but for lightness. If you carry a Pixiu, let it teach you the art of holding, not with fear, but with focus. The object is the invitation. But your consciousness is the guest. And this is where Feng Shui and Dharma meet, not in superstition, but in structure. Not in magic, but in mindfulness. They both ask the same quiet question. Are you living in harmony with what you seek? Because if your inner world is scattered, no symbol will save you. But if your inner world is clear, even a humble keychain can become a compass. So let's come back to you. You've walked through stories, symbols, ancient teachings, and small modern rituals. But the most powerful shift happens right now, in this breath, if you let it. Choose the item that calls to your current season of life. Not the one that promises the most, but the one that feels most true. Then use it, not as a shortcut, but as a spiritual mirror. Let it reflect your intention. Let it remind you who you are when you walk in alignment. Because wealth doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to coherence, to a life lived deliberately, to small daily actions taken with deep presence, to a mind that says, I am ready, not to chase, but to receive. So carry your charm, but walk with your truth. And remember, the most powerful talisman is not made of brass, stone, or jade. It's made of awareness. If this journey has touched your heart, support the ripple by liking this video, subscribing to Wisdom of the Dharma, leaving a comment. I walk with awareness. I welcome quiet wealth. Your voice helps this teaching reach others on their path. Until next time, may your steps be steady, your energy clear, and your blessings abundant.